The results are rolling in, and we know what Lubbock is watching on the ballot. We know what Texas is watching on the ballot, and it turns out the entire country is watching that primary runoff for the Republican ticket for Senate.
Right.
Drew Landry here, political analyst, South Plains College, all the things. You know his face and his name because he's here all the time. But let's talk about this runoff because it was actually called pretty quickly after the polls closed this evening.
Yeah, that's right. And thanks for having me on. It's always good to be here. So it was called quickly because the Paxton people showed up and the Cornyn people did not. Now that doesn't sound like some sort of some sort of glass breaking type of analysis, but that's just the basic truth of it all.
Yeah.
Especially here in Lubbock County, where Cornyn won Lubbock County back in March. His people just didn't show up today.
Yeah. What do you think that is? I mean, we can talk about the rain.
Yeah.
Or we can talk about, I know some Republicans didn't even bother going to the primary because they thought, there'll be a runoff, I'll catch them then.
Sure.
What are these factors going into today's results?
Yeah, so a lot of things. It could be the fact that the president and his endorsement of the attorney general played a role here. It could be the fact that the weather does play a role in this sort of thing, that the Cornyn people just felt like, well, he's got this in the bag. It's too wet for me to go. I'm not going to go.
Wow.
Or it could be the fact that he just didn't campaign enough out here in West Texas. Even though he did come out here, just couldn't quite spend enough money to really do that, to really bridge that gap that he really needed to.
So let's fast forward now to November. Tallarico, we've already heard from him tonight, already making a statement. Of course, he's the Democratic challenger.
Yep. He's
facing an Everest of 30 years in Texas where no Democrat has held a statewide position.
That's right.
So is this the year? I mean, we heard it with Beto, we heard it with Allred. Is this the time that it finally does change?
Yeah, that's the song on the broken record. It's the same thing. But what's interesting about that is that Kim Paxton is leading a ticket that is going to be rather problematic. And he is going to have to shoulder that, and all the attacks that Cornyn brought out were the same ones that Democrats have tried for a number of elections that they hadn't worked. But Kim Paxton keeps having these self-forced errors, and I think with someone like Tallarico who can smooth the rough edges of being a Democrat and shore up those areas where he needs to, this is exactly the matchup that he and the Texas Democrats have won the entire time. I think he knew this was going to happen. That's why he got in it. Okay,
interesting. Now, we scientists of politics like to say that everyone knows who they are before they go to the polls.
Sure.
It's comfortable that way.
Yeah.
But if there are an undecided group of voters just sitting out there waiting, what does November look like for them? What do the next months leading up to November look like?
Yeah, so that's a great question. We're going to be spending the next several months here being bombarded with ads, and there is a strategy to this where look, Lubbock County is going to vote for the Republican. I think that's pretty much, we can put that in the bank. If it doesn't, wow, okay, then you've blown all of us out of the water.
Yeah.
But there is a certain threshold that Democrats need to lose Lubbock County by.
Okay.
Republicans need a gigantic turnout. They need to win this county about like 70-30, 65-35. If a Democrat gets 38 to 40% of the vote in Lubbock County and everything stays the same, the state flips. Same thing goes for Harris County. The Republicans know that they're not going to win it, but they need at least 42-43% of that vote, and everything stay the same, and then they stay in power. So that's the strategy. That's what the Republicans are going to try to do, is up their support here in Lubbock County, and the Democrats are going to try to shore up their loss in this part of the state. And so that's that undecided voter, that about 10% of statewide people are they're going to be the ones who are going to make that whole thing be. I mean, they're going to decide that election come November, come early voting. It's going to all be on them.
Yeah, victory by breadcrumbs, whoever gets it in November. Right. And of course, we'll be watching. Thanks.
Of course.
Thanks for being here, Jim.
Thank you.